The title says it all. It makes me feel like I want to die. It's telling me I should die today. Back to reviewing the Steven Seagal movies. Today you die. Yeah. This film was telling me I'm going to die today. Probably because out of sheer anger and frustration. You know what? A lot of this, a lot of these films have taken a toll on me, but you know what? I'm still gonna persevere on because hey, you like my rants, and I'm just doing a whole slew of Steven Seagal movies, just for the fun of it for you guys, for your sheer enjoyment. But so I'm willing to put myself through this pain and torture here. The thing is though, there's only been a couple of Seagal's direct-to-video films I liked. I liked Into the Sun. Urban Justice, which I'll eventually get into, I like that one. I think the Pistol Whip, I think I did not mind that one. But that's pretty much about it, though. Because every single one of these ones I've ranted on have been nothing but pure garbage. Steven Seagal, he is absolutely the worst in starring in direct-to-video movies. Why? Because Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren and some other action stars have done better direct-to-video movies. I mean, Van Damme's, like with the Shepherd Border Patrol, Wake of Death, In Hell. There's one called Six Bullets. JCVD. I like a lot of Van Damme's. Oh, The Order as well. Which, speaking of The Order, which I will get to, just keep in mind about The Order with Van Damme. But he's been doing good stuff though. Dolph Lundgren with the Command Before, The Defenders, Skin Trade, Battle of the Damned. What was it? The Russian Specialist, I think it was. I forget about that. It was like some specialist. Even Dolph Lundgren's done better direct-to-video stuff. But when it comes to Steven Seagal, he is the most absolute worst of all time. Even Michael Jai White, from the Undisputed 2 and 3, other action stars have done better direct-to-video films. He is just the absolute worst. And what comes a great shame, because I've enjoyed his early movies, his golden movies, from Above the Law all the way up until Fire Down Below, and then skip over the first couple of films, then Exit Wounds. I liked Exit Wounds. But skip over some of the direct-to-video ones he did afterward between Fire Down Below and Exit Wounds. But Exit Wounds I liked. But from 88 to 97, those are his golden movies, and then including Exit Wounds. I was out of frustrated. It slipped out of my freaking hand, and I was fiddling with it. Yeah, fling it like a freaking frisbee. So, what is it about? This is one of the most useless movies I've seen as of yet. Because I forgot a whole bunch of these movies, so I had to re-watch them again. Because, this is bad, and this is bad, This is what was so freaking useless. Because what I said about The Order with Van Damme, because this film steals footage from other movies. Okay, there's a scene where supposedly Seagal is ziplining from one building to one building, right? And you think how it's supposed to be Seagal, but the thing is, that stunt double is so thin, that's not him, because he stole it from freaking The Order with Van Damme. And because that was supposed to be a stunt double for Van Damme. They steal footage from that. And on top of that, because there's supposed to be in Vegas as well, right? What Seagal does in Vegas nearly destroys it. Because there's a car chase, an armored car chase on the Vegas Strip, with some good explosions, right? Good car chase, right? But the fact of the matter is, though, they stole footage from that, from Top of the World, from that starred Peter Weller, Peter Weller, RoboCop, right? They stole footage from that movie. And I'm like, yeah, because when his direct videos are so freaking cheap, You know, they had to they steal footage from other movies to try to make it look good. It's an actual good action scene. Oh, and on top of that, when he goes to prison, there's some outside shots of a prison, and they steal that from freaking Undisputed with Wesley Snipes. I'm like, and then later, towards the end, there was like a helicopter explosion, and there's a building at the end. What's it called? Blows up a building. I'm like, these action scenes are just too good for this cheap direct-to-video poor shit. So and I feel like, well, what other what footage they steal from those movies? Because because the outside prison was like from Undisputed, and then from Top of the World, and then from freaking The Order. So even my dog's barking, telling me to stop this, telling me to calm down. Nah, that's not true. She's basically just barking at somebody walking across outside. But yeah, by one mind, she's probably a telepath telling me to stop anyway. I'm like, god damn, man. When you're so freaking cheap, is that Seagal is that the film? Not only the director or the crew, whatever, it's Seagal, whatever, is that lazy to steal footage from other action movies. And by the way, there's no bad dubbing in this movie. It's Seagal's voice. Big freaking deal. I'm not gonna give you brownie points for that. And also co-star of this film is a rapper named Treach. I saw him. He was in a minor role in the horror film Feast. He was the guy when they try to put the thing on the window and the creature punched right through him. That was Treach. He was also in what was it? Art of War Part 3. But this guy was terrible. I don't know much of Treach as a rapper, but this film, he was terrible in this film. And plus, he doesn't appear for like combined total of half of the movie. He doesn't appear in it, and he's on the cover here with next to Steven Seagal. You know, and this has a 4.1 on IMDb. Should be freaking lower when you're being that cheap and lazy and stealing footage from other movies. So. It deserves being a 4.1 IMDb. That's just being too nice. So, man, just taking a breather now. Just calm down. So, Steven Seagal, he's a guy who's like a Robin Hood type thief. You know, take from the rich, like he does for this drug cartels, and gives it to the poor, right? And also the beginning of the film, especially with there's some freaking freeze frames because. This woman here, I guess it's Seagal's wife, I guess. She gets these tarot cards, and each one, it freeze frames, right? Each one freeze frames, like 30 whole seconds of freeze frame. I'm like, what's with these freeze frames? And plus, a lot of this times with the Seagal's wife, you know, with these, she has these weird visions or dreams, right? Pretty much leads to nowhere. Why put this in the movie when it pretty much leads to nowhere? I mean, it gets to shows like a one or two things that it happens, but for most of it, because it's later on, she has this vision of a woman in a white dress. I'm like, where is that? That leads to absolutely nowhere. So what's the point of having these dreams and visions when it pretty much it goes absolutely nowhere with these tarot cards? You know, just so. Then his wife tells him to tell him to go straight, so he gets a job as an armored car, and where he gets as a driver as an armored car driver, you could say. And that's what leads to the point. This big chase scene, the car chase scene they stole from freaking Top of the World. Because this action scene looks too good for this movie, so they had to steal that from the movie to make themselves look good. And then to get this funny thing afterwards, I was like literally like this because this is one scene and this next scene happens right after this. You guys tell me how stupid or idiotic this sounds, okay? Please tell me. You can feel free to tell me in comments. Okay, after that. they say the cops or the FBI or whatever, they say that they have the car, right, but the money is missing, right. And this is where we're talking with Seagal, right? They have the car, but the money is missing. The next scene after that, when they're talking with Seagal, and they say, where's the car? The car is missing. I'm like, this makes me, I can't even comprehend the words. This makes me literally at a loss for words. This is one scene after the next. They say they have the car, but the money is missing. But the very next scene, they say, "Oh, the car is missing. Where is it?" Sorry, I had to cut that because I was about to freaking lose it. Okay, I was just getting so enraged. I had to cover there. I had to let some shit out. You know, because this film is making me. It's making me so dumbfounded that how these films keep on getting direct-to-video films like this with stupid dialogue, stealing footage, cheap, and bad Seagal acting, and even Treach, he's bad in this. Because Seagal, because all he does is freaking whisper. He's like, "Hey, how we doing? Hi, hey, what are you doing? Or what are we doing? This, You really talk like this nowadays. Jeez, I mean. This guy, he was... how he... Go back when... Basically, go to Hard to Kill, basically. Yeah, Hard to Kill. At the beginning, when they killed his wife, and you have him just going, bursting out, "No!" You go from that emotion, Seagal having, being anger and just, and all that stuff, just all the expressions he gives, and just, but now he's gone to basically... being full, charisma and energy, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Now, he's lifeless, and now he's whispering. And now he's doing, and also most of it, and wherever they don't steal, it's his own stunt double, but, of course, obviously it's a stunt double, because, remember, like how from previous ones I said, it's shown from the back, or they cover his face, like, this one's covered in shadow. So... I guess, oh, bro, now that's not my dog. Now it's my dad and brother are talking. I guess they don't want me to talk about it either. But yeah, but they shadow his face, but you see from the back, and also from the back, that's a stunt double. I'm like, obviously, that's why they do it. I mean, it's like the thing with the Belly of the Beast when he's jumping out of the train car and show him from the back, and there's a piece of wood that covers his face as he's flying by because he always show his face because it's this freaking stunt double. It goes to show, it was like I said, Into the Sun. It was like the one times that Seagal actually gave a shit about, right? But the rest of it, he doesn't give a shit. He's just going through the motions. He's doing this for a paycheck, He's just all he does is just like flipping wrist flip, whatever, and it's just. But this film's driving me insane, okay? And then eventually he gets put into prison. Like you get these outside shots of the prison where they stole from Undisputed, and that's where he meets Treach, and how they plan to freaking escape. They escape so freaking easily. I mean, what am I saying? I'm not trying to be country accent here. Jeez, this is what this film's doing to me. This film is really messing me up. I haven't seen a film as of right now. Like I said, those other ones are bad, but this one is messing me up. I mean, Submerged was bad because do all of the bullshit that Seagal did from behind the scenes, and there was some even legal issues with this movie as well, though. But I'm not getting into that though. But there was even legal issues they had with this movie as well. I'm like, and this is Seagal. He's just if he can't do his own fights. And all these problems, and just being that cheap and lazy, doing all these stealing footage, just I don't know at this point. Why just stop doing these movies anymore? Okay, he's just going through the motions. He's as lifeless as he can be. I think to the point where I think did he no. I thought it was that he was I thought he did something like it just they remind me from another Seagal movie that I just did. I think he said that he doesn't feel so good. I think I don't remember because this film was so bad. It was so god awful. I couldn't remember. I think he said he doesn't feel so good. I think, and if that is the case, I'm like maybe the reason why because you're too busy stuffing yourself with full of cheeseburgers from McDonald's. You know, fat fuck. I mean, I don't care, right? If you know, I don't respect Seagal anymore. So why should I care anymore? You know, I mentioned about it so many times. So why should I stop now? You know, I'm sure a lot of people lost respect for Seagal, and they probably make the same jokes I am probably saying. You know, I probably all say the same thing. You know, we probably too busy stuffing himself for freaking McDonald's because eventually when I have to get to the other one because like I said before, there's in one of his movies that's coming up, I'll be doing when he's sitting in a freaking car. There's a freaking McDonald's fry card on the dashboard. I'm like, that just says it all. That's why he's so freaking fat now because he's too busy stuffing himself for freaking McDonald's. Calm down. So yeah, but anyway, they escape in prison. They escape from prison very easily. And then with the wife, you know, having more pointless visions, of which why leads to nowhere. They get some info on some people. They fight some couple bad guys. One of the bad guys is Kevin Teague. I think he's the lead bad guy. I think he is. He's been in a couple of films I've seen him in. Kevin Teague. But actually, one of the bad guys' bodyguards that like towards the end there's a shootout. Right, you do get some practical blood squibs, but like I said. Big freaking deal. I'm not going to give you brown points because there's no dubbing or practical blood squibs. You're not going to give no points for that. No positive brownie points for that. Big deal. And one of the bad guys' bodyguards is actually UFC fighter Randy Couture. I'm not making this up. Randy Couture has an appearance in this movie. He's a guy named Vincent, one of his bodyguards. And funny thing is, when there's the shooter happens, Randy Couture, he runs away and he completely disappears from the movie. I'm not making it up because he runs. We see him shoot. There's this action scene, the shootout. He runs away and he freaking disappears for the rest of the movie. Never be seen again. You know, Randy Couture. You know, I mean, he was one of the weaker points of the. I don't buy him as an action star in the Expendables movies at all, but. Like, I'm not big on Randy Couture though, but just like seeing them like in this and then just disappears for the rest of the movie, and he doesn't die. He just like I said, he doesn't die because he completely disappears from the movie, never to be seen again. And so, what else? They try to get some more info, and But later the bad guy. This is this one building where he and Treach, which by the way his character's name is Ice Cool with a K. You know, like sort of like Ice Cube, or Ice T, but Ice Cool with a K though. But I don't care. Then they blow up the building, which that probably is footage they stole from another movie. I forget though. After even the helicopter crash, that they probably stole from another movie as well. But it shows them with this bad green screen effect of them standing behind the building on fire, and I guess this whole thing they want to give to the money to the children's hospital, right? And I was like, I can't believe this. You know, like how it was. I couldn't believe that wasn't bullshit. That Randy Couture was in this. There's a girl in the children's hospital, and it is Chloe Grace Moretz. Chloe Grace Moretz is in this as a girl in a children's hospital, and which this is the same year. This is 2005. The same year she would go and star in the remake of Amityville Horror. And later on, she would go and play Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. Yeah, Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. That's Chloe Grace Moretz. She will star in the 2013 Carrie remake, where she played Carrie, which I wasn't a fan of the film, but her performance was in that. She tried the best she could in that movie. She starred in Hugo from 2011. But it's like Hit Girl, and I know she starred some other words afterwards, but she's memorable known as Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. But yeah, but she was like, I was like, holy crap, that's Chloe Grace Moretz from Kick-Ass. And among other films, like I said. So that's pretty much about it. I mean, that's why I keep my nose itching, because there's probably bullshit to this movie. I'm allergic to freaking bullshit like this. You know what? Speaking of that, see this? See this? No. Today you die. No. Today that movie dies, and I'm never watching that movie again. But like I said, I persevere on because going through this pain and torture, though, because like I said, these films are absolutely atrocious. Like I said, but you guys, I'm doing it for you guys because hey, you know, you guys like my rants. I'm reviewing this, and I've wanted to review these movies for a long time, so I'm getting a chance, but I forgot all about them, so I had to rewatch them again. But hey, more fun rants for you guys, but I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I'm sure you guys seen some of these bad movies and probably feel the same way. Shit, man. I was about to freaking lose it again. And, you know, the thing is, it just sucks, you know, because it is from Steven Seagal, you know, when in his prime, from Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, Under Siege, Out for Justice. Well, Out for Justice, and then followed by Under Siege. And then On Deadly Ground, which it's not as bad as people critics make it out to be. And then I like on Deadly Ground. Under Siege 2 Dark Territory, which that's my favorite of his. Which, Under Siege 2, second, Out for Justice, and third, the first Under Siege. And then, The Glimmer Man, which is not that bad. A Fire Down Below, which is not that bad either. And then, of course, then followed by this the Patriot and Ticker, which was direct-to-video bullcrap movies. And then Half Past Dead, that sucked too. Eggs and Wounds I liked. And then from 2003 from onward, garbage. Except for a couple ones, like I said before. Like I said, I like Into the Sun. I like Urban Justice. I think I did not mind Pistol Whipped. But that's pretty much about it, though, for those three ones, I think. But every single one I've watched have been nothing but pure garbage. This film, bad acting, bad stupid dialogue. Like I said, oh, we have the car though, but the money's missing. Next scene, where's the car? Where did it go? And then what with the wife? Why did she have these stupid visions and dreams, whatever, that least absolutely nowhere? Stealing footage from other films like freaking The Order and Undisputed and A Top of the World. And probably some other ones too from other action stuff as well. Jeez. And that's why I've lost respect for Seagal, because you know, he can't do his own stunt, he can't do his own fights anymore. He has freaking stunt doubles, especially who are thinner than him. You know, he can't do it can't do his own fights anymore, and he does his freaking whispers now. He does this, you know. Which back then he had energy and charisma. You know, like I said, Hard to Kill. When at the beginning of the movie, when they shot his wife, goes no. You know, it's like that. You know, it's like when he killed the other guy who did it. You know, that was for my wife. Fuck you and die. Showing some emotion. This guy, he's as life as he can be, going through the motions for the paycheck. Not giving a shit at all. What happens? How bad these movies turn out. This is why I lost respect for Seagal now. That's why he's the disaster of direct-to-video movies. You know? Because since he has an ego that's so far up his fat ass. What? I'm sorry, I'm not taking this stuff back. All this I've said in the past about this, when the videos I've been doing, why I make fun of him, I'm not taking it back because he treats everybody rudely, from interviews and other stuff on sets of other films, like I mentioned with the previous one with Submerged. So if he doesn't treat anybody with respect, why should I treat him with respect? Or a lot of people that don't respect him, I don't blame you. You know, a lot of people don't respect Seagal now because like I said, he has an ego that's so far up his fat ass that he thinks he's the king shit and thinks he's better than Van Damme. No, I'm sorry, Van Damme right now nowadays, at least he's still in shape and he can still kick your ass. He can still kick Seagal's ass tenfold right now in this day and age. You know, and Seagal. He's not gonna eat any of that piece of that humble pie at all. He's gonna be too busy stuffing his face full of freaking Big Macs from McDonald's. Yeah, I keep making that. That's basically what he does, you know. Okay, cheese. Because literally, there's like I said, the next one that's gonna be coming up. Like I said, in a scene in a car, we're sitting in a car. There's a freaking McDonald's fried card sitting on the dashboard. I'm like, that just freaking further proves it. He loves this freaking McDonald's so much. I can't ignore. I'm stopping. Everything I said about this film is bullcrap. I hate this movie. You know, it is definitely one of the worst ones I've watched. But there's still a whole lot more to go through. But yeah, today you die. Today that movie dies. Not me. Because at least I'm going to keep my freaking sanity by freaking watching it. Continue on persevering through these movies. Take it like a man. And you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, see that? Right there. I'm staring right there. That's what I give to this movie. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next movie review. And we'll see you next time. Later.